Akkam jirtanii wayyaadha. Hadha atiin urgentii rakkoo qabu natti fakkaate natti edamuu hin dandeenye tishoon kana wajji dhufu keessumaan qabu so anumatti isin keessummeessaa jechuudha. Baga nagaan dhuftanii galatoomaa isin jedha warroonni daawwataa jirtanii. Mee ajandaa keenya ilaalee jedha. Komentii keessan naa barreessuun hin irraanfatinaa. Duubaanis keessaanis sanumatti isin keessummeessaa. Annaawunsmentiin jalqaba irratti isiniif kennu yoo jiraate inni tokko sanbata guddaa kana fundraisingii goonee turre make sure yoo gaafsan walqaaruun hin danda'ini GoFundMeen online jira guyyaa 5 hafeef sanbata kana buufnee jenna jechuudha. Jimaata kana ta'e sanbata kana buufnee jenna make sure nu gargaara. Kun ammoo ollaa websaayitii jechuudha. Information guddaan ofiisni keenya guddaan bakka information waan isin barbaachisu keessa kennee isin gargaara jennu achirra kennaa. So make sure achillee ilaaluu hin irraanfatinaa. Kun ammoo emailii sign up godhaa jechuudha. Sagaleen kiyya yoo dhaga'amu baatee rakkoo adda addaa jiraatee gaaffii qabaattanii gaaffii keessanillee dagaleenkaa hin argaa. Ani roobaa hedduu galatoomaa hundi keessan dagaleen barreessitan yaada keessanillee nan fudhee jedha jechuudha. Hopefully torbaan dhuftu keessatti keessummaa qabannee dhufna kan hin jedhu yaada qaba. Jalqaba irratti kan hin haasa'uu barbaadu waa'ee ajjeechaa Gujii keessatti dargaggeessa xiqqaa tokko galgaluu kan jedhu waa'ee isaa xiqqoon natti dhagahame sanirraa xiqqoo nan dubbadha. Kun ammoo hiringii gadda dabree kamisa dabree jechuudha. Egaa sagantaan keenya dhufeen booda bahee kaan ammoo resoluutiina jimaata maxxanfamee kalee as agartanii hedduun keessan gammaddan fakkaattanii qabxii tokkumaaf lamarra takka yookiin lamarraa dubbadhee jedha jechuudha. Kun ammoo maybe dura dubbadhee jedhu sagantaa kalee dargaggoonni teennaa expertiin advocacy irratti isiniif qopheessite jechuudha. Trainingii kennitee namoonni hedduu hirmaattanii akka hedduu gammaddanii dhagaheen jira. So obviously warra keenyallee tiima keenya akka kan isiniif qopheesse hedduu galatoomaa jechuun barbaannaan sagantaan sun usually membarii qofaaf kennee trainingii jennesna public ta'uun ta'in garuu kun hiriiraan walitti waan hidhatee jiruu fi exceptionally goonee kaffaltii malee kennine jechuudha. Normally sagantaan keenya martinuu kaffaltiidha. Maa yoo jettanii kaffaltiidhaan nama achi kennee jenna namni baalantiirii naa osoo hin ta'in kaffalamee fi haa xiqqaattuu haa guddattuu achi jira jechuudha. Dhumarratti ammoo Aljazeera irratti dhufuuf waan deemuufi hopefully the stream irratti hin dhufee jedha wanti irraa haasofnu gudeeddaa waa'ee Tigraay keessatti godhamaa jiru garuu obviously ani kanas bu'ee kanatti as bakka bu'ee dhaqa Oromoo waan ta'eef garma Oromootiin odeessee jedha. Kanneen irratti odeessee jedha kaawwan ammoo gaaffii keessa yaada keessa nu danda'ee jedhee fudhadhee jedha. Sagantaan kun normally sa'aatii 9 irratti jalqabnee jenna. Har'a garuu warra Yurooppii wajjin beellama qabaa sa'aatii 9 irratti saniif jechuudha. Achi boodallee sagantaa biraa irratti dhufee jira. Torbee dabree fi torbeen kun extremely baay'ee natti busy ta'ee barruu adda addaallee argaa jirtanii. And that is because akka malee busy taane walqixxiidhaan jechuu keessa kaalaa otoo hin ta'in keessa sanii fi press statementii waan adda addaa argaa jirtanii. Dogongora waan uumamu hundaafiyyuu nuuf folchaa isiniin jedheetiin karaa qabxii kiyyattuu darbee jedhu dargaggeessa tokko irraa keessatti akkan argetti waan hedduu nama gaddisiisu maqaan isaa Galgaluu jedhama. Nam furee jedha asirraa. Galgaloo Waaqoo jedhama. Torbaan lamallee guutee natti fakkaatu gaafa guyyaa 16 waraanni poolisni raafadheen ifa manaa godha. Sagantaa kana afaan Ingiliffaatiin goona I completely forgot. So, hello everybody. I've been talking about Oromo. I completely forgot. Today I'm missing Tisho, so obviously I feel like I'm disoriented. So let me just go back and quickly tell you guys what I'm going to be talking about. Tisho have a little bit of emergency, so he did not join me, and I don't have any guests. I'll be your host and operator. I want to thank everybody who tuned in and listened to me or in giving us your feedback, comments, and likes. We appreciate them. I'll cover about 3, 4 young men who were killed in the, I think, Borna area. I'll touch base on the House resolution, the hearing from last week, on Thursday. I'll talk about the resolution that came out yesterday publicly. I'll talk about the yesterday's advocacy training. I don't know if a lot of you guys had a chance to participate. So usually it's a paid program that because done by employees, so usually you have to be a member to actually give that kind of training. I think they will give a short version of that training on Clubhouse and different places, but much condensed one. So I hope you took advantage of it. Maybe all urge you to become a member. That way you can help us reach more and by providing that kind of program. I'll end my show by talking about my Al Jazeera, the stream at presence today. So those are my 3, 4 topical talk. Let me start with saying that about 2 weeks ago, this came to my attention, or it came to a lot of attention uh, in detail. The full report of the killing of Galgalo Wago, and he was accused of being that spy. Uh, that he apparently was the last person to be seen with the security force that was killed. I believe he was about 8th grade student, probably somewhere between the age of 14 and 15 at maximum. And he was murdered, extra judicial killing. And that is very common. It is really frustrating because there's just so prevalent that nobody's talking about it. The regional government, the regional police are behind it. The federal government are the perpetrators. There's a lot of international communities, international medias, international different organizations present in Ethiopia. Nevertheless, they have shut their eyes about the Oromo issue. So it's kind of frustrating. But young man, this is the third or the fourth in the last 2 weeks that have happened. The famous one that a lot of people know about is the Emmanuel, I think, if you mention it or say it in English. When Dumu was also killed in a similar way. I think that video have been circulating. A lot of statements actually killing, lynching, where they take victim, 8th grade students, 14 years old probably. We're still trying to figure out. From what I got, is 14 years old, but we haven't verified that. I just wanted to say that it is very disappointing to see the international community has not covered or made any statement on this. The Ethiopian government is killing Oromos with impunity, and nobody's really talking about it. For those of you guys who are listening, young men, young women, diaspora, born or raised here, wondering what you can do, it is very important when you are the only voice that you speak about these issues, that you raise these issues, that you talk to your Congress, to a member of parliament, you tweet about it, you write about it, make it your business. We are in June. A lot of classes have finished for college students, or almost in the last few weeks or a week, if you are in high school student. You are the voice for so many voiceless people in an area like Borana, Guji, where so much atrocity happens and nobody talks about it. Even within Oromo, nobody hardly talk about it. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of people from that area, so they don't get attention. They don't get outcry. Nobody covers about that as much as. So a lot of brutality goes on these areas that is, I've talked about it, where they don't have a lot of educated people from there. It's just a natural beast that those people with the large community get they have their voice heard even within Oromo. So this is it's just really the issue of Galgalu and Borona and Guji it's just very sad because it's just not being talked about it. And I urge you guys to write about it, to do research about it, and give about 1 to 2 hours a week. It's not a lot. Dedicated. Focus on one issue and then talk about it, and you can make a difference. A committed mind can do. Sky's the limits, and that is how we do a lot of the work we do, and we got to where we got. So we will try to have something. So I can read for you guys. So something here say. So Mr. Galgalu's life was cut short in a most evil way in 16521 by Roman Special Force in front of general public allegation of being spy for outlawed rebel group called OLF. The previous night, 6-5, according to a credible report, there was an intensive fight between local militia, uh, uh, royal to Oromia regional government, and Oromo Liberation Front at sub-location called Gabasa, where two casualties were spotted on the militia side. The following morning, funeral of two militia was conducted at Gabasa sub-location. The deceased was also took part in funeral process alongside fellow villager before he met his death. It was reported that on the 16th of June, must be May, okay, or 15th of June, that around mid-morning, as funeral process was going on, an armed individual pointed out Galgalo as the last person to have had a chat with one of those who were killed the previous night. It is at this time the special Oromia force bounced on Galgalu with a huge stake and kicked him. According to eyewitness who wished not to be named for fear of his life, Galgalu was beaten before public eyes until he became unconscious. It was reported the mourners protested against the unreasonable and justifiable action of police, but the police overpowered them and dispersed them with tear gas and live ammunition. It was reported that Mr. Gagalu was shot twice and killed as he laid unconscious due to barbaric beating. The police refused to hand over his lifeless body to villagers for days now as Eldram continued to negotiate for the release of his body. At this reported draft, there is no clear report that the deceased body has been released. This is very unfortunate. Okay, so the other thing I'll talk about, we'll get detail on that one, but I just wanted to read it to for you guys what we have. The other thing I wanted to quickly talk about is I have about 10, 15 minutes. So I have 5 minutes to go on my meeting. Is the hearing from last week. It's been a long, the hearing that took place last week is the work of 10 months. It's a work of many people more than just Allah. Obviously, Allah dedicated 7 days a week being a voice for Oromo people, but that work took the community, it took advocacy group, it took so many different people. And it's pleasing to know that the US government is openly acknowledging that the change that brought Abiy to power, the Oromo Eros to which Iskandar Naga came to New York to label as a terrorist organization is indeed as those who paved the road to the the prime minister office or the palace in Addis. Those young men today are either in prison or dead, or they joined armed struggle out of lack of option. But now I'll combine the two things is that now that we have this attention and the whole world is paying attention about what's happening in Ethiopia, now is the time to really have your voice be heard. Until the all prisoners are free, until justice is served for Hachalu, until the issue of Jawar is center, that you cannot rest. There can never be peace or stability in Ethiopia or nor even in the region. And so many of you guys compliment my CNN interview, but I spoke the truth, which is the truth is that we are 50% of Ethiopian population and the largest ethnic group in the area. Yet the international communities want to focus on just small part, the easy part. There will never be peace. There will never be stability where you have the Oromos in thousands in prison. So what I advise for you young people out there is make sure you write about this. Make sure you talk about that. That what you heard from the senators during the hearing, it is the work that took so many phone calls, so many emails, so many in-person meetings, sometimes through Zoom meeting, and change the policy. So we're very happy the US policy is finally changed. We're confident, Europe will follow the same route. Europe have been very vocal. We have, we've been in conversation with on the Europe side too. But I urge you guys, those of you who are in Europe, Australia, Canada, whatever, to do your part and to kind of really push now Now the world is talking about Ethiopia, that we must really go to the root cause of all this violence. The violence that's happening in Tigray region, it didn't start yesterday with the war in Tigray. TPLF have committed for years, for almost a 2+ decade. And before that, Mengistu, before that, the Dargu, before that, the emperor himself. So it's just really an Indian violence that our parents were born in violence, so we are born in violence. Uh, so and then our kids are born in violence too. So but we must end this violence, and the only way we can end violence in Ethiopia or Tigray region is to really address the whole issue of the country. It's not just a matter of the Tigray issue. Is just, Tigray accounts for 6% of Ethiopian population. One life matters, so their life matter obviously, because they are over, I believe, 7 million people strong. No matter how brutal, regime rape they face, they are still shining strong, and we stand with them. Nevertheless, that there will never be peace or security or stability in the region, let alone Ethiopia, without really addressing the Oromo issue. What does this mean is that for the international community, they are understanding, but for our youth, for our heroes, diasporas, it is really, really important we take part in this upcoming rally, that we take part in things that we tell you to do. Make sure you write to your Congress, make sure you make phone call to your Congress, make sure you go to the office in the district and let them know, why are they not speaking, why are they not saying anything about the big issue, which is the Oromo issue, that is, there's the massacre, there's a rape of young men in Oromo, in Guji area, and so that's, nobody's talking about it. I'll talk about it today, a lot of some of this stuff, but I don't think I will have all of the time to really break it down. But anyway, so let me go to for you guys on, if it allow me to share the screen, I'll share the screen to. I don't know if you can see. Let me just remove this. Sorry, guys. I'm not that good with this technology. So, but anyway, so if you go to pretty much type house ras, that is h dot ras, res dot 445. It is the resolution that came out yesterday on the House side. We've been telling you this resolution was in the process for the longest. We have urged you guys to talk to your Congress for the longest. It's just quite inevitable that this resolution will come. We have tried our best to make sure this resolution is inclusive to Oromo, that as Oromos, that we like, the brutality that's facing Oromos and Oromia is addressed in this piece of legislation, piece of a resolution that's coming from House and Senate. And the only way that can get done is if you guys do your part. But I'll just quickly read one or two area. First, I'll just focus on the difference on the Senate resolution and this one. The title for this resolution is say condemning all violence and human rights abuse in Ethiopia, calling on the government of Ethiopia and the government of State of Asia to remove troops from Ethiopia, and for all belligerent in the conflict, including Ethiopian National Defense Force, the Tigrayan Liberation Front, and the Amhara Regional Force. These are the terrorist organization within the Ethiopian government that is raping, killing people, not just in Tigray, but in Oromia too. And all other group to cease all hostility, um, sorry, I'm getting some important message from, okay. Protect human rights, allow unfettered humanitarian access in cooperation with independent investigation of credible atrocity allegation. So if you go down probably midway, I'll just point out, and so I have to rush, unfortunately. If you go look at it, so it talks about the key part I want you to focus, read the whole resolution, and it should be on our website. I haven't checked it, but it should be on our website. So right where it says on May, the State Department announcement, and then on the bottom, right after that, it says that whereas the conflict in Tigray and the Oromia region, and then it says so Tigray and the Oromia region is the focus there. the inter-communal balance in other parts of Ethiopia, erosion of political, civic space, call into the question of whether the general election in 2021 can meet the aspiration, expectation of Ethiopian people, and international accepted standard for free and fair election. So this is way 10 times better resolution than the Senate one. We are talking to them, and there's still chance for amendment. So make sure you talk to your congressperson to get that done. But the resolution as it is really beautiful. It's nice, obviously, but we want stronger, even stating about the issue in Guji, stating about the issue in Borana, stating about the issue in Matakal, Walaga. We want to, those are very hot topics that hot areas where great human rights violation have been taking place and nobody's talking about it. We want to see that in there. We want to talk about people like, Hajalu's killing. Where is justice for Hajalu? Where hundreds of people, at least 150 or more people lost their life within 24 hours and hundreds of more died following that week. We want to see Hajalu's name in there. We want to see Jawar, obviously, where, he's in prison for political purpose. So I'll urge you to do your part. Let me quickly say about the advocacy. Yesterday, their team provided advocacy training for roughly, I don't know, about 2,000 people. That, from what I heard, it was really a very good program. We don't often do that program for free. It's only for paid member. If you took part, I'm pretty sure you enjoyed it. If you haven't, I urge you to please register so you can take part in those training. The advocacy is just like any skill, and it takes certain language, certain emails, certain phone. When you talk to officers, what to say, that is how you can get your message across. The last thing I would say is this afternoon, I'll be on, I think, the stream on Al Jazeera to talk about the sexual violence in Tigray and the other parts of Ethiopia. And if you have a question, please comment on the stream. I've already made a tweet about it, saying that how can they stop, what the international community should do. So I urge you guys to make sure, put your comment, what you want to hear about it, what you want the stream to talk about it. There's just so much atrocity happening in Oromia. It's just not getting anything, and we need you guys to really be a voice. So I see a lot of very nice comments. I would say thank you so much. I'm actually a little bit rushing. As you can see, I was a little bit distracted. I have a very important meeting that I have to attend in about 7 minutes. And let's say for the last 2 minutes, I'll just talk about, thank you so much, Bokoro, Elmitu, Abi must go, no doubt, Abi must go, Abi must face ICC, Abi is exactly, Imritu say, he must face ICC for crime against humanity. One thing I can tell you is for sure that we are working with the different agencies to seek justice for Oromo people, not just under Abiy. Of course, right now, first things first, we want Abiy to stop killing people, but also the previous justice. So I will say that. And Rahima, thank you so much. I appreciate your comments. So with Watana, Sena, are you creating more division instead of standing in solidarity with all nations and nationality facing threat of extermination, including your own people? I'm not so sure, I don't really know what we do is creating a division. We stand, we really don't care whether one person likes it or not. There is no selective justice. If there is no justice for Oromo, there will never be justice or stability in Ethiopia nor in the region. And that's the clear matter. We do not take in, when I say justice for Oromo, I mean justice for all Ethiopians. Everybody deserves it. I wanted justice for Benishangul people. I wanted justice in Guji. I wanted justice for Boranas. I wanted justice for Sidamas and Walaitas. What about Kmant, where there's hundreds of people were being killed in the last 2 weeks? Where is the talk? Where is the crime? Where is Amnesty International? Where is Human Rights Watch saying anything where the Amhara regional forces burning and wiping out the Kmant? So I'm not so sure what's Tana, that the division that I'm creating. With Tana, why do you keep repeating? Well, that's the fact of the matter. It is the fact of the matter that you cannot ignore. It's like focusing on small thing. it's not hard propaganda. It's the truth. That is a focusing a small thing will not solve a problem. It is yeah. So badhaadhina Oromoo Wayyaanee Tigree Oromoo badhaadhinni deeggaruu fi Oromoo Wayyaanee deeggaruun kamtu bitamaa. Badhaadhina Oromoo and Wayyaanee Tigree Oromoo badhaadhina deeggaruu fi Oromoo Wayyaanee deeggaruu kamtu bitamaa. Waliigaliin naaf hin gallee dhiifama. So let's see. Game, thank you so much. You said, Sena, brilliant diplomatic. You have been doing a great job. I appreciate that. Adu, I'm very happy to have you for Oromo. Thanks to God. May God bless you and you. Thank you so much. I think let me end with that. Write us, comment us, and make a noise and talk about it. There's no selective justice and anywhere. There won't be just selective justice for. We do not endorse any selective justice. At least let me just say that we are here. That our people are being raped. Our boys, our young men and women, are being raped by Ethiopian security force, by IB military force. We want to end with that, and if that doesn't make you happy, you don't have to come here, because we are here for human rights for all. We're not here for selective justice for anybody. Okay, with that, I will end. Thank you so much for joining me, and make sure you check our website. Make sure you joined, you sign up for the email list. Make sure you donate the $5. All of this you do is nothing is done without money. So make sure you do that. That for those of you guys who I'm here representing Oromo. I speak for all human rights. I will always talk, and until I am a refugee. My families are refugee because of previous regime. So there's no secret. And obviously, Abi is number one priority. And that's what I'm going to focus on. That's what all Allah's focus is. But that doesn't mean that justice will not come for everybody else. Justice have to come. Nobody's got to die. But, everybody deserve a fair justice, I think. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Bye.